I go a lot of places. I dedicate a lot of my time and energy to obviously my craft, and I think in everything I do, I try and channel this city. I'm always, I always feel like an album is finished when it sounds like Toronto. I love the city more than anything in the world. I have the option to live anywhere I want. I always end up coming back home, no matter what. It's tough to really put it into words. I mean, I always tell people, like, just listen to the music, and everything that I'm saying is inspired by this city. I mean, growing up here, obviously, there's a huge hockey culture, and I think when the Raptors started becoming this franchise that was beyond growing, I mean, they had grown. We were getting, star players, and things were becoming more exciting. I think it changed a lot for us as kids, I mean, to be able to wear a Toronto Raptors jersey was something, to watch Stoudemire, McGrady, Vince Carter, all these guys come through the city. It's a franchise that I'm so excited to be involved in because it is a staple in my childhood. You talk about college sports. And in college sports, it's a religion. It's much like soccer overseas. It becomes something to live by, something to die by. They're so passionate about it, and I want to bring that. I want to bring that energy here. And you talk about being an unstoppable force. I mean, I want other teams to hate coming to play the Raptors. We have those fans. You give them a reason. You give them a purpose, and they're gonna bite. They're gonna go for it. I mean, everyone is dying to support Toronto. So I want to get that electricity in this building. I don't want it to be quiet for a second. I want the fans to dictate the game, and I think that's very possible here.
Wow, never seen anything like that. Oh, wow. How you doing, man?
How are you?
Wow.
Welcome home. So happy to see you.
This is unbelievable, huh? This is unbelievable, man. Wow, this is unbelievable, man. Oh, wow. 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 Wow.
So today, on behalf of Maple Leaf Sports, it gives me great honor and pride to introduce the future of this Raptors organization. The President of Basketball Operations and the General Manager, welcome, and it's all yours.
Wow. I'm overwhelmed. I can't, I don't even know where to start. I don't have anything written, guys. I'm going to speak straight from my heart. I'm home. I came home. And I was on my way to play soccer, and where we have to walk through in a university, we have to walk through basketball courts, and we started shooting with the soccer ball we had, and that's kind of how I started playing the game on the university courts in northern Nigeria and Zaria, and that's where the game kind of captivated me, and just unbelievable sport that changed my life, really. The NBA though always intrigued me as the game, you know, like as a league, and seeing all these phenomenal athletes, watching Michael Jordan, Larry Bird really like intrigued me as a young kid. And my mom would, when she traveled, she would buy me Sports Illustrated or Basketball Digest, or you know, all the magazines, and you continue to read, and that's how the game just became unbelievable for me. Obviously came as an exchange student, played junior college, and there's huge difference in culture. Living in Seattle, living in North Dakota, you know, like going to school in Montana for a little while, I think that kind of, it makes you adjust, especially to the cold. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Everything good?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was a good year. Tough ending, but
Yeah, same thing with us in Denver. Tough ending, but you know, I thought it was good. It was exciting.
yeah, it's going the right way, but it's just a process. Like
Yes. Yes.
you know, I watched your press conference there. I thought it went well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I decided to go play overseas early, and I had a British passport and thought it was a good move for me. I don't know if it was really a good move in terms of basketball, but it ended up being a good move in terms of this. Just gaining the experience of playing in Europe and playing in different countries. Like I was bouncing around from France to Belgium to Finland to Denmark, you know, like, and the money was getting lower and lower, and I said, you know what, I need to figure out my life and what I want to do. And luckily for me, I had just been made the junior national team coach in Nigeria. One of the players, Uche Osonu, who played for Wyoming at the time, was testing the waters at the time in the NBA, and he was training with a friend of mine, David Thorpe, and he got invited to Orlando to work out for a workout. Gary Brokaw, the director of basketball operations, asked me how I knew so much about international basketball, and I started telling him more about Europe and my experiences. I got into the workout. He introduced me to the general manager, introduced me to Doc Rivers, and John Gabriel, the general manager at the time, said to me, if you have interest in working for the Magic, just call me. And that's when I called him for, I think, 6 months every day. And finally, he gave me a test and said, hey, evaluate this couple guys and do some work for us, and we'll pay a little bit of your expenses. And but luckily for me, I had saved up a little bit, so I traveled to different tournaments, slept in cheap hotels, and tried to travel on the bus to a lot of places, and just grinded it out, you know, which is, I think, natural, and anybody would do that for that chance. So that's how I kind of got into working with the Orlando Magic. They gave me that opportunity. And that summer, I got, from traveling, I got to meet so many other people, many other teams, and that's when Jeff Weltman and Kiki Vandeweghe offered me a full-time job with the Denver Nuggets. This is us now, and this is us. Like I told us in the staff meeting yesterday, this is us. Don't like using the term war, but this is us going to war. This is it, guys. This is us here, right now. And this is us going to fight 29 other teams. And we're going to test ourselves in the next month and then go out there to fight for the Toronto Raptors. Because, guys, I'm tired of all this, you know, like we can't win here, we can't do this or we can't do that, or customs and all the excuses everybody gives here. This is an NBA team, and there's only 30 NBA teams here. It's time to win. It's time to do it. It's time to go out there and fight and play and fight for each other. There's no more excuses. There's no more the coach didn't do this or this person didn't do that or that person didn't do that. Nobody wants to hear it anymore. Nobody wants to hear those excuses anymore. If anybody wants to give excuses, everybody in this room, you know what? Show you the door. I'm sorry to say it like that, but there's no more excuses in Toronto with the Raptors because we're one family. And we're going to respect each other, and we're going to fight for each other, and we're going to go out there and play for each other.
You can tell what he's expecting. I mean, that got me fired up immediately. You know, I was sweating whenever he was talking. You know, because he really got me fired up. And you know, when you got a GM that's so passionate about the game, that makes your life easier because you know what to expect and you know what he's wanting out of everybody that's on the floor. So you know, I think that. I mean, it says a lot about him, and I think it's great for the team. I think it's real good for the team because, you know, it's really going to make everybody else play harder and step their game up.
As all these guys you see behind here, I promise you, they're all going to fight for you. And I promise you, I'm going to fight for you. And I promise you, that guy is going to fight for you. I believe in all you guys, one by one, and everybody in this room believes in you guys. Your coach, ownership, the fans. How many teams have you seen have fans like this team here? And we haven't even won. It's time to do it. It's time to take responsibility here. It's time to play as a team. It's no more individual.
That's what we have to do. You know, we play for each other. We're playing against, you know, 29 other NBA teams. So we just have to play together, stick together. We're going to have our ups and downs as long as we stick together and play hard and fight every game.
Every night, if you stay together, we will beat them. I'm telling you, we will beat them. You have to believe in yourself and you have to believe in each other here. You have to believe in your coaches. There's no more gossiping, there's no more cliques, there's no more, this person said that. No, it's team like this. We fight. I fight for Rudy. I fight for AC. I fight for Stone. I fight for Landry. Everybody, we fight for each other. That's the way it's going to be here.
The fact that we know he's passionate, it means we're not by ourselves out there. You know, you have sometimes where, you know, you just have to, whatever team you have to deal with. You know, no matter what the direction the team's going in, sometimes they're going in different directions than what's going on the court, but it's good to have everybody on the same page here.
I want to thank each and every guy in here, all right? Especially our guys from last year. You worked your ass off this summer. You did a hell of a job in your own way with the coaches this summer. Last year, we got away from who we were the first year. First year, we were number 7 in the NBA in defensive field goal percentage. For whatever reason, the reason not important, we dropped to number 19 in defensive field goal percentage, okay? So we got to get back to our defensive identity. Again, DeMar can't become what he needs to be until Kyle Lowry becomes what he needs to be, and vice versa. All right, we need each other. We cannot do it alone. It can't be coach's fault, it can't be Kyle's fault, it can't be DeMar's fault, it can't be Rudy's fault, it can't be Steve Novak's fault, it's all of us. All right, we win. It's not because of Rudy, it's not because of DeMar, it's not because of Tyler Hansbrough, it's because all of us. The guys over there, if a guy hits the floor, 4 guys over running to pick him up. If somebody gets in a scrum out there, we can't leave the bench, but I'll be damned if everybody better not be standing up or the 4 guys out there on the floor better gather around and make sure you have DeMar's back. All right, when something breaks out. We can't have the guys leaving the bench because we need you the next game. But something happens, I'm going to be out there. I might get my ass kicked, but I'm going to be out there with you. All right? So that's so important, man.
I felt like a real team. Like I feel support from each other. So I think so. This year we have a new group of guys, and we can go far. We can go far, real far, because you can feel that energy coming from every guy that wish to succeed.
Relentless competitors. Relentless competitors. I'm not too big on old movies, but the old movie, Friday the 13th. What's the guy's name? Freddy Krueger? Jason? Either one of them. Two son of a b****s that were out there. You thought you had them killed, arm cut off, neck cut off. Next scene, here comes a hand around the corner. All right, next scene, here comes old Jason around the corner, ready to kick you again. That's what we want to be. We want to be Freddy Krueger, all right? Every time they think they got us beat, the ball goes up, ball's on the floor, here comes Tyler Hansbrough to get it. Here comes DeMar DeRozan getting on the floor, Landry Fields getting on the floor after. That's the way, the mentality we want, a relentless competitor. And if we're too cool to do that, let me know. Let me know.
I mean, it was a lot of passionate people, staff, players that just want to go out here and work extremely hard. You know, go out here and prove a lot to ourselves and you know, represent this country the right way. You know, we had a lot of ups and downs last couple of seasons. You know, we just trying to turn everything around.
If we do everything we're supposed to do, everybody has success, everybody be happy, man. Every single day, we ain't got no excuse to do nothing. Just go out there and prove ourselves right. And damn what everybody gotta say, man. I get tired of hearing all the critics bashing us, killing us for playing Toronto, but we do what we're supposed to do. We can throw all the back in all their face. Everybody who doubt us, everybody who got something negative to say about each and every one of them.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of energy, a lot of passion. You know, I've been in a lot of preseason meetings, and just to see the intensity, the amount of influence from you know, past heroes like Wayne Embry.
And if there's anybody in this room who don't adhere or don't want to adhere to what he said, because it's about winning, and if there's anybody in this room that does not want to win, you know, out the door.
That compassion that, you know, Mr. Embry, Masai, you know, coach, you know, the players who said a few things, and then the passion, the intensity was very high and very spirited. So we all are holding each other accountable in every situation, in every moment for this season.
You know, guys are ready to come in here and go to battle, man. You know, we're trying to push each other. We got great guys. You know, we're just gonna keep going all year, man, trying to establish ourselves.
Starts tomorrow. Here we go. What you got, DeMar?
Hard work on three. 1, 2, 3.
Hard work.
Time definitely go by fast, man. Just, you know, the experience, the opportunities that I had since I've been in the league, just, you know, just everything, just growing as a player, as a man. So I'm just happy to still be here, representing for this country.
Man, it's unbelievable. I'm 27 years old in year 8, so I'm cherishing every single moment, every single day, every single year I get the opportunity to play in this great league.
Especially just the years I've been in the NBA, you know, it just goes like a blur. And we're back, pretty much back at it. You know, we're back in Toronto training camp, and we're back to work.
in ready, excited. You know, older guys kind of took charge. Younger guys had a lot of energy. Coaches didn't have to stop too much.
That was really intense and was hard. It was really hard. You know, the day one is always hardest one because you kind of getting the rhythm. So that was really hard day.
Oh man, this morning's intensity was great. You know, everyone came in with the effort. We all thought everyone would come in with the attitude in here. The vibe was in here, which is fantastic. Coaches pushed us, players pushed each other. Went long, but it was fun.
I'm happy because I have a chance this year to start with the group and be healthy. I hope I'm going to be healthy, knock on wood. But it feels really good to be part of the team 100%.
How would you grade last season for you personally?
F. I'm just being honest. I'm my toughest critic. You know, I'm my own toughest critic. So I grade myself to tough. Even if it was a D, I'm gonna give myself an F because I know I could be better.
I mean, Kyle is a competitor. You know, we all know what kind of competitor he is. You know his strengths, and I think the fact that he's worked so hard on his weaknesses this summer, it made him a better player. I don't think he had an F last year. I thought last year was average for Kyle. We all know he can do a lot better, and he showed flashes of it last year. But I think he has to be more consistent with it. Well, it's always been the same. You know, DeMar is a dynamic player, dynamic scorer. He does all sorts of things on the court, and you know, it's not like we do have similarities in our game, but we're a lot different. You know, we've definitely enhanced each other's game, and I think the fact that during camp we haven't been on each other's team is making us even closer.
Those guys are unbelievable talents, you know, and they really bought into it, and they're doing a good job of leading as well. That's very important, you know, whenever they, you know, not only bring it on the court, but they try to get everybody else in tune to what's going on and being a real good leader.
Chemistry is really, like I said, is really important, you know, for a team, and for us to have it early. You know, imagine if this team had that early last year, it would be a totally different, you know, ball game right now as far as you know, coming off the last season. I still think we came off last season with a lot of good momentum, but you know, to get chemistry right here with the new guys and the guys that came from last year really help us be a little bit more advanced coming on the season.
This is my daughter's initials and her date of birth. And this is my wife's initials with our marriage date, our wedding date on it. And on the back, they both say family first. Kind of a reminder, you know, keep them on me.
Coming back. Coming back. Coming back.
This is my daughter, Kelly. Gabrielle Augustine. She's my first daughter, my first child. And you know, she's the best thing ever happened to me. She changed my life. She made me feel like a man, and you know, I do everything now because of her and my wife and my family. Yeah, in the past, I mean, it was pretty much all about me. I was able to do, you know, whatever I felt like doing. You know, I worked hard because I wanted to be good in basketball, but now I do it because of her future, and I just want to give her the best and make her happy and make her proud. So, you know, she pushes me every day when I go to the gym to practice, and even on off days when I go to the gym and get shots up, you know, it's because of her and my family, and you know, she just changed my life for the best. I was 4 years old. That was the first time I ever touched a basketball. I wasn't very good, but you know, I just loved playing, and you know, my dad, he never pushed me to play. You know, he always was there to help me and you know, help me get better, and I just kept developing, and since 4 years old, that's when I started playing basketball. Louisiana, New Orleans is my home. Always be my home. You know, Growing up, I was a close family guy. You know, my family's always been close. I was a senior in high school. That's when Katrina first hit. Kind of changed things for us. You know, we had to move away from New Orleans, away from our close-knit family, and kind of start over in Houston. And it was tough situation, but you know, God does things for a reason. That's how I feel. And you know, He's made us stronger as a family, and then you know, we're still close like we always been. It was tough. You know, we went through a lot through that situation. We lost a lot, but at the same time, we gained our love for each other, and you know, we realized how life is. You know, life is short. You know, anything can happen. You can have something one day and it could be gone the next. So you gotta cherish every moment. And material things isn't always important. It's about your family and the ones you love. And you know, that just helped me, made me stronger. You know, going through that as a child and to where I am now, you know, I feel like anything can happen to me and I can get through it. So that's what Katrina did for my life. You know, my first year, I played really good as a rookie. Coach Larry Brown was there. You know, he was tough on me. You know, he's tough on a lot of guys. And second year we made it to the playoffs, which was a different experience.
It's the first ever home playoff game for this Charlotte franchise.
You know, we had a lot of good guys. Tyson Chandler played for us, Steven Jackson, Gerald Wallace, Raymond Felton. We had a good team. Then the next year kind of broke the team up, and that's when I became the starter. Played really good that year.
The most impressive thing over these last two games is the play of DJ Augustine.
We'll stay with Augustine, former Texas Longhorn, who will get to the rim, reverse it, and score.
My last year there, you know, we had the worst record in the NBA. You know, we was a young team. It was a lockout season, but, you know, it's no excuses, just experiences that God does, you know, make us stronger. And I felt like I became a better player going through that kind of stuff, and now to where I am now, I know what it's like to be on a losing team and being on a winning team with Indiana last year.
Oh, and a tough move by Augustine.
Oh, it was different. You know, just being on a winning team is different. You know, the atmosphere, the practice, the preparation for everything is different being on a winning team. You seem to care more. You want to win, and you know, it's fun being on a winning team. Winning kind of, you know, erases all the problems, you know. So, you know, we went to the Eastern Conference Finals, gave Miami, you know, a tough run. Felt like we could have won, but, you know, like I said, everything happened for a reason, and, you know, Indiana was a great experience for myself. I love all the guys, you know. We all seem to get along. Great group of guys. I think we all want to win. We all know what it's like to win and, you know, to be in losing situations in the past. And I think we have a really good team. Not gonna make any promises, but I think we should make the playoffs. And you know, once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. Different experience every year. You know, the whole thing about being in the NBA is you want to stay as long as you can. It doesn't matter what team you're on or what the situation is, but I think the biggest thing is finding the team that fits your style of play and the best opportunity for you. And I think that's going to be here in Toronto, and hopefully I'm here for a long time. You know, we love it so far. My family, my wife, we all love it. We're trying to get used to the traffic, but I think it'll get better, and you know, I love it here.
Obviously, there's been, you know, a lot of changes recently. You know, with Masai kind of leading the way. You know, Rudy coming in last year and the re-signing of DeMar, and you know, those things. I think we have a very solid young team, and I think, you know, we feel like we're really moving in the right direction. There's always teams in the NBA that are moving sometimes backwards, and other teams moving forward. And I don't think there's any question that, you know, we're moving in the right direction.
Orlando gave me a first opportunity. They got me in the league, even though it wasn't a full-time job. I only made, I think, $3,000 or something the whole year. But it was for me. When I walked into Jeff's office and told him, you know, like what my goals were, and he just walked into Kiki's office and said, hey, you know, like we have to hire this guy, and Kiki was really open-minded, and that was my first full-time job, 2-year contract. I still have the contract somewhere, you know, like, but that was awesome. Again, that opportunity, and from then on, it was grind and just travel around the world and scour the globe for talent. Well, I worked for Denver for 4 years, and in the 4th year, at the time, Kiki and Jeff and all these guys had left, and I was working with Mark Workentine, who was the GM at the time, and my contract was over, and I was talking to them and thinking about my opportunities, obviously trying to develop more in the league. And I was in the combine at that time in June. June is always the period when all this stuff is always done. And I was standing in the combine in Orlando. I remember I didn't know Brian. I'd shaken his hand one time, and he tapped me on the shoulder, and he asked me what my situation was in Denver, and I told him, you know, my contract was over, and he said, well, he'd like to talk to me, and I said, well, call Denver, because I was still under contract till July 1. But what an unbelievable opportunity he gave me. I think here my first time, and it was I thought it was a great learning experience. He was a great teacher, and him taking the chance, hiring me, he knew of me, I think, you know, like, but didn't know me, and I didn't know him. But I had an unbelievable time here for 3 years. That decision right there was, I think, the easiest one, because in my opinion, I don't know which team would have ever given me an opportunity to be a GM. When you're here, it's very hard, you know, like you're loyal to your boss, you know, like, and it has to be somewhere out, in my opinion, because that's just how I am, you know, like everything I did was all Brian, you know, like, and all for Brian. And then those guys got let go in Denver, and I was in Senegal with Basketball Without Borders, and I get this call from Denver, from Josh Kroenke, and the Kroenkes give me an unbelievable opportunity to come and be GM there, to come and interview. And I go interview, and came down to me and another candidate, and I almost thought it was, you know, like I didn't have it, but 3-4 weeks later, here comes this chance to go be the GM in Denver, and what a remarkable opportunity the Kroenkes gave me. And it was a tough situation I was going into, but for me, it was a no-brainer. One of the toughest things, you know, like I've ever. You try to be tough out there, and you try to, you know, like show a good spirit, you know, like, but inside you battle. I was really close to Josh Kroenke and the Kroenke family. They're phenomenal, and I had even talked to Josh, and we had agreed that I was going to come back and stay with Denver, and then this comes up. So sometimes you get the sense of, you get that feeling like, are you being disloyal, you know, like are you betraying them, you know, like, and it's something that gives you sleepless nights, you know, like, but I wanted somehow, you know, like for me, I thought there was a challenge for me here, and yeah, there's money and all that plays a factor into everything, but the challenge of coming in here, obviously I was very sensitive with the situation with Brian too, you know, like, so it was tough, you know, like seems like everything was going against, you know, like making the decision to come here, and you have to battle through those, you have to talk through them, you have to think through them, and I have to talk to the boss at home, the wife, you know, like, and try and figure what makes sense, you know, like, but when it was all said and done, you know, I talked to my dad one day, and he said, he told me, you know, like, hey, follow your heart, and I know it's cliche, but don't ever doubt it, you know. Even it might hurt, you know, a couple people, couple places, you know, like, but you know what, if you are up for that challenge, go do it, you know. So it was comforting, you know, coming from him, being the person that he is. So I made the decision to come here.
The Cleveland Cavaliers select Anthony Bennett.
Wow! Wow! Are you serious?
That is unbelievable.
In my mind, for me, there's no ego. For me, there's no basketball is basketball, and the dream is the dream, you know. Like, but the challenge of coming here and getting it right for an unbelievable city, the people, the organization here. For me, that's it's the only and one reason that I came here.
I mean, that's what it's all about, you know, the camaraderie, the team bonding, just being around the guys you're going to be with for 7-8 months, you know, through the ups and downs, traveling. You know, we do everything together.
Yeah, I think being on the road is always valuable as a team. We obviously spend a lot of time on the road together the way it is, but, you know, just to start the season that way and to make sure you get off to a good start, and, you know, just for guys to bond and to be in the hotel together and go out to a few dinners, I think is nice.
Yeah, I mean, we added a lot of talent, man. You know, DJ and Steve are obviously great shooters.
DJ, hell of a point guard, understand the game, can definitely shoot from long range. Tyler Hansborough, definitely one of the toughest players in the NBA by far.
He's going to come at you, and you're going to have to be ready for that. And I'm glad he's on my team.
You know, Austin, very skilled, 3-4, that can stretch the floor. Definitely with Steve Novak, you know what he brings to a team. You know, you've seen it with New York last year with his three-point shooting ability. We got a lot of creative players that's on the team, even with Dwight Bites. You know, you've seen him in Summer League, what he's capable of doing. So it's definitely an interesting group of guys that we have.
Hey, and so like I was saying, me and my Marquette boy.
Back in my days, you know?
So we actually grew up 5 minutes from each other. We knew of each other just because Milwaukee's not a huge town. It's probably like 600,000-700,000, but I'm a little bit older than Dwight. So he was just a baby. He was in the YMCA leagues when I was in college.
Ball like this all day.
But yeah, I think it's very cool to have someone who went to Marquette here with me to be teammates.
Marquette guys, they get better.
They built well there. They come in there built well for one, but then you get a whole nother dose of some other stuff that's gonna get you right. Yes. It's tough. It's tough for sure. Like nobody can just go to Marquette for sure. You come out there, it take you a long way. No matter how if you're dreaming the NBA, if you don't go right away, just that mentality and what you've been through at Marquette will get you there as long as you just keep working. I always used to see Steve coming down to the gym back at home. He always in there shooting. But I mean, it's almost kind of fake watching him shoot though. I'm being serious, like it really is though. It's a great shooting.
No, because I work out at Marquette that's what I've done for the last 7 summers.
For real.
So it's cool to see one of them here with me.
The white bikes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's hurting, man. I'm not even gonna lie. My hamstrings feel like they're gonna jump out of my skin. My back is killing me. My ankle's messed up. It's just a whole bunch of stuff, but I mean, I'm feeling better.
To be honest, you go from, we've been together for a few weeks already working out, and you go from working out an hour and a half or so a day to 2 a days that are about 2.5, 2.5 hours each. So it's really going from about 0 to 60, and your body feels it. So a lot of us have got a little bit of rust off and a little conditioning in, and you really start to feel that your game is really coming back to where it needs to be. It shows a lot about a team when there's not guys that are on the sideline in the middle of camp or during the tough drills. I haven't seen one guy sit out of one thing, and I think that shows the mindset, the importance that we're putting on the emphasis of starting the year off right.
1, 2, 3,
And it is my privilege to announce that the 2016 NBA All-Star Game will be hosted here in Toronto, Canada. The All-Star Game, in addition to the weekend of activities, is going to be filled with a week-long festival surrounding basketball. In addition, the All-Star Game itself is seen in well over 200 countries. And so Toronto, for that week, will be the absolute basketball capital of the world.
I think that it's just an extremely exciting time for Canadian basketball in general. And after today, with the announcement of All-Star Weekend and with the new partnership and Tim as the front man, I think that it's probably the most exciting time for the Raptors in franchise history, for sure.
We are blessed that the sport has taken off in this great country. And this will be one more event, one more opportunity we have to reach out to everyone in this country and show the brilliance of the game of basketball and the NBA. We are bringing today a new partner and an ambassador, Drake. We've been meeting with Drake and Future for a while now to talk about the involvement they want to have. This isn't just about the NBA. This isn't just about the 2016 All-Star Game. This is about the Raptors. It's a new day. It's a new age.
I think this opportunity is, I hate to be repetitive, but it is truly, it's surreal. It's a dream come true. It's the opportunity to be in this building, not only as a fan, but as a creative mind who can give input into, what the people want to see. And I'll be honest, I have a few mentors in my life, and I'm really looking forward to Tim being one of them. He is just a guy that is dedicated to this franchise. He's such a genius, and I'm excited to learn from him. I think that it's our time, as far as the Raptors go, it's our time, and this new union is going to be great for the city, for sure. We stay loyal, and that's one thing that, for anybody that ever wants to play here, I always, I definitely can vouch for the fact that these people stay loyal. They can't wait to fill the building up. They want to come and watch their team play, no matter how we're doing in the season. There's a huge sports culture here, and it's a very, very supportive city. We're very grateful to even have an NBA team, to have this facility to come watch our players in. So, my goal is just I want to make the experience even better. I want to make it more exciting. I want to make the building a place that you don't even want to leave. At halftime, you want to get up and go celebrate with other fans in different pockets of the stadium. I'm just excited to really give the people back the support that they've always given this franchise.
This is a team, and this is a sport that's going to rock the city going forward. And the NBA All-Star Game gives us 2 years now to do some extraordinary things as we head to our 20th anniversary and create one of the greatest basketball opportunities, moments, and franchises for the NBA. We look forward to hosting you here. Again, to all of you and to our fans in particular, Thank you for being patient with us. Good days are coming, and we couldn't be more excited. Thank you.
For me, sports is competition, you know, like, and yeah, the cliche is you hate to get beat, you know, like you hate to lose, you know, like, but for me, it's all about competition, you know, like, and wanting to come out on top, and driving people to, in team sports, believing in each other, that you can all go there as a team and go work as a team and go do it together. And that's what I think that's what the sport is unbelievable. When I look at things that are going on in the world every day, you know, like, and then we have this remarkable opportunity here to work and be in the environment of something that's almost a hobby. And we get paid for it, we get to entertain. For me, you know, like, I can't sit back any day and not be passionate. We're blessed to be in this position, and I have to continue to push it to give other people the same opportunity. Working hard, I think. These guys are busting their butts, and they're. I think we've had a good training camp. I think Coach Casey has done an unbelievable job. It's a time of talk. It's a time of hype. It's a time of excitement, you know, like, until it starts. So preseason games, for me, they're not anything, you know, of a judge. That when come October 30th, you know, like, that's when the real stuff happens. Super excited. This is what you live for, you know, like, it's why you play, and what you want to accomplish is the success of your team, obviously, and we'll see how it starts off.